Hello. You got a bird boy. So I started working on him a little bit this afternoon. I already painted the base up when I did his actual base, which we can pull on later to show what it looks like so far, because the resin's mostly cured now. And then I did, I guess just talking about what I did so far. I did like a dry brushing over the gray primer, just to kind of emphasize a few things, and then I just did very thin layers of the airbrush over it. Did like some dark violet, and then some phthalo blue green shade on the edges of the feathers, and then various red oxides and oranges and such like that. The skin's not going to be that purpley, I just did that for now. But we also look at, once I finished him up since the last stream, little Watcher Man. I think my photos for him didn't turn out super great. The blue looked a lot whiter than it does. I think it looks a little bit better in this shot here. There's a little bit more color in the cloak too, so I'll have to see if I can get better pictures of him at some point, but whatever. Yeah. Reasonably happy with how he turned out. I really don't want to paint any more of these lanterns, but I know that like I have a mini that has an entire pile of these lanterns with these stupid little details. I guess it's just good brush control practice. Anyways, I've also decided to move my palette over here for the time being. I'm gonna experiment with it being over there and see if I like painting with it better. Partly for like having a blacker background for me to look at, and then B, so if I drop the model it doesn't fall on the palette. Stupid. Okay. So let's start off by, hey Semi-Serious, how are you doing? If I end up not liking the palette over here, I'll bring it back over. And if I end up liking it over there, maybe I'll look into getting a palette cam, but I don't think my computer could handle that, so that'd probably be a post new computer kind of thing. Could be better. I guess surviving's good, given the state of things. I'm doing okay. Had a relatively chill week at work. Happy for it to be the weekend. Well, my personal week at work was chill. It was less chill for the actual company itself, I guess, because of things that I won't get into. But, yeah. But also the new Mitski album came out today, so I'm happy. It's a very good album if you like very sad music. I do wish this model was not attached to its base, but the feet were sculpted onto the base. Oh, that's great. If I move it like this, it focuses on the wings. Lovely. I think this might be the biggest model I painted on stream yet. I'll grab the wolf lady and we can compare just to see who's bigger. He's certainly the whitest. Yes. Did you get back to them about that, or did they get back to you about that, or have you gotten one yet? I do know that I have an even bigger model because I have Dragon King. So that'll be. It's probably gonna be a while before I get to him. I think my plan going forward for like painting KDM stuff in terms of like the game, the big game content kind of stuff. Maybe like once a month or so, or every other month, paint an expansion. For core game, I did like the same kind of bases, but I think for the expansions, I'll kind of look into the monster more and try to come up with a base that like really fits the monster. Oh, is that the guys who used to do the acid drop crate that switched to 3D printing? I think it was called acid drop. That's a pretty good deal, I feel like. Okay. Yeah, I look. So I was looking at like making a diorama for my D&D party a while ago for like 75 mil figures. And the issue is a lot of my D&D party is, well, even now like there's an additional weird race of the Furbolg. So like we had a Dragonborn at the time. Like I had good minis made by companies for my elf wizard, the human barbarian, and the human bard, or quote unquote human. He's actually a changeling, but he looks like a human most of the time. I was like, Loot Studios is like the only ones that make like a good Dragonborn model that's 75 mil. I was trying to get quotes in my area for like 3D printing companies. Most of them had like $100 minimums or something. I was like, hey. At that point, I might as well just buy my own 3D printer. But then I have nowhere to put it. And then I have to learn how to use it. So I don't know. Yeah. They're more for like prototyping. Like they advertise miniatures, but their primary thing is like for making prototypes for companies. And like I could always just batch order a few models, and like that's not terrible, but it's like I can't just be like I just want this one mini. So 526 Imaginarium. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I think it'll be a while before now I have to find a Furbolg. That's the issue. And I don't know of any good 75 mil male Furbolg fighter looking minis. So Okay. Here. Wait. Let that little coat dry a little bit. Here we can grab Yelva. Okay, she's definitely bigger, but he's much wider. So, I guess we can compare the birds of KDM real quickly. Good thing I haven't glued this guy in yet. It's a family photo. Hefty boys. Well, this isn't a pin-up phoenix, so that's his excuse. And if you're wondering where the mustache is, it's over there. I'm not like not putting it on. I just it looked like it was gonna get in my way a lot while painting. Since I already had to deal with a lot, and it was very easy to just kind of put it on later, I decided to not glue it in just yet. Oh, stupid brush. Grab some paint. There we go. I'm very sad because my new Chimera paints haven't shown up yet. I was hoping they'd show up before the end of the week, but they did not. So maybe next week I'll get them. And hopefully they're not lost in the void. I think if I don't get them next week, I will send them an email because they got shipped out on the 14th of January, I think. Okay. Alright, let's get some more. Let's start actually working on this skin. So my idea for this, mostly color scheme wise, is nice warm feathers and then colder skin tones. Yeah, I got my holiday order shipping notification on the yesterday, 3rd. But it was just the label created, so it's not them actually shipping it. I think it's just them making the labels because yesterday was the last day before they were like past their what should I call it? Deadline for when they're supposed to get things out. So yeah. I'm pretty sure they're just being slow because my understanding is that a lot of people there wear like multiple hats. So I'm hoping that the people who sometimes wear a shipping hat but also wear dev hats are just busy doing dev work on GC. That's my assumption for why it's just taking so long. And also I guess they did rest of world before US this time for some reason. I guess they don't care about us anymore. Sorry, I'm just mixing up a bunch of paints. We'll get actual painting soon. Just seeing what other colors I might want. That's the one I'm looking for, I think. Yes. just going to be using a lot of the Malefic flesh set today. Oi. How are you? How is Ez? Yeah, so I moved my palette off to the side because we're painting a really big model today, and odds are we'll drop it, and I don't want to, or like swing it. I don't want to drop it in the palette. Yeah. If I end up liking it over here better, it also might be like a little bit more ergonomic for me, because instead of like being like here with my shoulder turned in, I can be over here when I mix paints. Yeah. If I end up liking, I'll figure out how to get a palette cam or something. Thought there was one more thing that I wanted. That's probably good for now. Thick bird boy. Yeah. Most people do. And I always wondered why, so I figured why not give it a go. Also, I have, just talking about things, I have no TV update because we didn't get to watch TV on Wednesday. Because Anna was dying, as she just said. So, this is maybe the worst week for it because apparently all the shit happened in Boba Fett this week. And Critical Role is supposed to be very good. I guess I'm working through The Expanse on my own. I'm like partway through season 5. Oh, yeah. That too. I'm also empathetic because you too did not get to watch the cool TV shows, right? Right. It's going to be very sketchy for a while on this model. Okay, fine. I'll GTFO. So this guy's got a face in his mouth. It's great. Okay. Yeah, there apparently should be a whole lot of new stuff for you because of what we missed. Big sad. Hey, Chow Tip, thank you for the raid. How was your stream? I'm doing well. What were you guys working on today? Or doing? In case you were not painting minis. Nice. That's always good. I guess I should give the old rigmarole. So I'm Topulus. I'm currently working through Kingdom Death. This is the second to last one. Nice. We will be painting NMM Gold soon because we'll be finishing up KDM with the Gold Smoke Knight when we get to him. So that he'll be basically all NMM Gold, and then probably steel or something for his hammer. But we've been only have one of the KDM core minis up, but I can grab a bunch of things to show. Why not? Why not? Real quickly. So we just finished up the Watcher. I did half him on stream and then half of him while watching Critical Role yesterday. But I also paint, I guess, other KDM, large display stuff, and then busts and big ol' heckin' figures. Yeah. So try to paint all sorts of things. Once we finish up KDM, we'll be working on more display stuff. Yeah. Let me get all this stuff out of the way. Yeah. So right now we're working on the Phoenix. I got his base over here. We can show that off now. Thanks. Pyaculus. So here's his base. I did a little resin pour on it that I need to clean up the edges. I was very happy. I tried a new way of doing the resin pour. Usually I use a material that's similar to like what you would have on like little blister packs, like a thicker clear plastic, but I'd always have a hell of a time tearing that off. So this time I used acetate, which is like the material that your teachers would use for like overhead projectors back in the day, I guess. And that peeled off like a dream. And normally I would also do like super glue around the edge and then hot glue, but this time I just did hot glue and some rubber bands. And then I filled in with some gloss varnish, which is actually why you can see a little bit of waviness to it, because that's where the gloss varnish went. Because I was an idiot and I didn't put the rubber bands on before doing the gloss varnish, which is what I should have done. But I didn't have any leaks. The plastic cleared, the acetate peeled off very nice and easy. I did go a little bit higher than I wanted to. I didn't want it to get back here, but live and learn. I'm mostly happy with it. Still needs to cure a smidgen more. Like it's safe enough to touch and everything, and it's mostly hard, but I'm gonna let it sit overnight. It's already been 36 hours or something since I've done it. But usually like after 48 hours, it's good to sand. So I'll sand it down and get it nice and flush again, and then repaint the base. I was hoping I could avoid that, but such is life. Yeah, I've really enjoyed resin pours. Here we can look at my biggest resin pour, because I looked at the mini just a second ago before you guys popped in. He's kind of dusty now. And he also got a little bit foggy because I had to sand it a bunch. But this was my biggest resin pour that I've ever done. It got a little bit bubbly in there, but it's swamp water, so that's fine. Yeah. Back. Thanks. And thank you for the follows, Talon and Pyaculus. Hopefully I'm saying your guys' names right. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun with the bases. Here, just so you can see, the Phoenix is the only one that got resin pour, which I kind of stole from Sarastro, because I was like, that looks fun, so I'm gonna steal that. And then my general basis scheme I kind of stole from Trent Dennison, with like the big Scrybore faces, and then stone faces, and a mixture of slate and rocks and stuff like that. So this is the Gold Smoke Knight base. I haven't decided on his flame color yet, which is why I use our white. Yeah, I had that big empty space in front of him, and I was like, nice. All those maths finally paying off. it is always fun listening to Twitch streamers pronounce people's names. I get a lot of weird ones. It's just Topulus. It's Populus, but with a T. Because I was in high school and I was like, that sounds cool. That's gonna be my online handle now. But anytime I'm watching Deno's stream, he does a raid, 9 times out of 10 they say Dino. I don't know why, but it always cracks me up. Yeah, it's Friday. I took a nap. I was gonna stream at 7 and then I woke up and it was 9 or something. Oops. In my defense, I was snuggled up with Poe. Hungry? Go get some food. If anyone has any fun projects that they're working on, my chat is link friendly. Just don't abuse it. All that good stuff. Also, I'm not really entirely sure what I'm doing just yet, so we're gonna figure it out. I just know I want a little bit more color in the sky. I try not to worry about keeping things too refined, just like this early in. So I just kind of want to figure out volumes and stuff, so I'm trying not to take too much time. Just kind of sketch things out. Okay. Feel better, semi-serious. Go get some rest. Thank you for stopping by. Amazon canceled your food order? Or like a grocery order? Oh, weird. Are you... Is it because of like the weather or something like that, maybe? So I know a lot of places are getting a crazy amount of snow right now. The payment options cause the issue? Oh. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good description of Kingdom Death in general, Paculus. Or at least for like the game stuff, that's a good description of it. A lot of people are more familiar with the cheesecake side of it, which is also equally good in my opinion. So I guess also walking through where we painted everything else that you see on here so far besides what I'm doing at the moment is just some like airbrush sketching besides the base. I painted that up when I painted up his actual base. I just wanted to get the airbrushing done off stream because there was a lot of airbrushing for this big guy, so I needed to have the air purifier run forever, wear my mask for a while, and all that good stuff. So it was easier to just do it off stream. game plan now is sketch things out with the brush, refine them a little bit with the brush, and then smooth everything over with the airbrush. It's been working well so far, so. Oh, the cheesecake, yeah, like not like actual cheesecake, but like, yeah, I'll grab a mini in a second. But like pinups and stuff like that. Oh. Oh, so it wouldn't even let you complete your order. Okay. It's not like you place an order and cancel it, but yes, like this is also Kingdom of Death. So thick ladies and also dudes. They have some good dude minis as well. It's great. Love it. But they also do like non-generic resins. Or like generic resins where they're not really game content, but just like nice figures. So this is also Kingdom Death. This is Loon. What kind of cookies were they? Girl Scout cookies? Can you order Girl Scout cookies through Amazon? It's that time of year. Yeah. Time to stock up on Thin Mints and throw them in the freezer. I used to be a big tag-along guy and a big trefoil, the one that looks like the Girl Scout logo, and it's just like a normal ass sugar cookie or whatever, shortbread cookie, I guess. But as I have grown up, I appreciate Thin Mints a lot more. So, if you have not noticed yet, this guy has another face in his mouth. I'm thinking I will do that in like more lively skin tones, just to add some contrast. But we'll see. This is a little too watery. And then I forget what the coconut one is called now, because they changed the name, I think, right? That one's also pretty good. The coconut caramel, whatchamacallit one. That's another good Girl Scout cookie. Calzone. Calzones are pretty good. I'm more of a Stromboli person, but I will settle for a calzone. Still calzone. Chicken parm hero is more like a big lunch kind of thing, not a late night food in my opinion. I think there's one place that has it, but yeah, most of like the actually good pizza places here don't have Stromboli, and it's sad. Or no, I think I've only found calzones. I think I haven't found Stromboli yet. I'll have to look again. The market is ripe for disruption or whatever. I don't know business terms. Look at all these little baby hands. Can't argue with that. I love chain places that do good stuff for a good price. Also, another thing I'm sad about. There's a burger place that's local to here that does crazy burgers. And the crazy burger that I liked from them, they don't have anymore. They took it off their menu. It was the Eggs Bentura Breakfast Detective. And it was Eggs Benedict on a burger with a with also like a hash brown patty. So it was a poached egg, a beef patty, a hash brown patty, hollandaise sauce, and ham, all on a burger. It was great. Yeah, it's Eggs Benedict, only the fanciest. It was the burger place that I ate at on my first day of work when I moved to Seattle. That's where my manager took us. Also, if you're wondering why I'm wearing a glove tonight when I don't normally, it's because, again, this is a huge model, so I'm going to be touching it a lot. Oh, hey, Greg. Sorry, I saw a blue name. I thought that was also Crypt. I'm like, this is a strange change of thought. Yeah, but I've been going pretty quick on these guys, Crypt. The goal I set for myself was be done by mid-Feb, and I think I'm gonna hit it. Because I'm done with all the bases. There's just the Phoenix left and Gold Smoke Knight. And while the Phoenix that we're painting right now is huge, he's not like overly complicated, I don't think. Like in terms of different materials, like the Butcher and the Hand and the Kingsman all had like a lot of different stuff going on, so it made them take a bit longer. And then the friggin' Watcher had those goddamn lanterns. And I will take tiny hands over those goddamn lanterns any day. Oh, yeah. We've seen a few places like adopt the Chipotle clone model or like pop up and have the same thing. Like there's a Banh Mi place that's okay that has that same kind of model. Um, it's not as good as the other Banh Mi place though, in my opinion. And that Banh Mi place was in my old office before I left my old job. And after the pandemic, they put or like when the pandemic started, they put up a sign saying "See you guys in May 2020." Yeah, Venison's the good place, um, in my opinion. I like Venison better than the other one. Yeah, but they had that sign up for like a year saying "We'll see you guys in May," and it was always very depressing when I walked by it because I'd still walk by there sometimes when I went on long walks. Wait, what else did I miss? If you put the ink over the black primer a bit thick, will it matter much? Like how thick? Like I feel it's pretty hard to get thick with inks because they're generally pretty thin, right? That's the hand. Did it like pool or something like that, maybe? Overweight to me a flat white. Okay, like did it do anything weird? Five Ost. So that's like they pay you money, right? That's how that works at that point. It's like if I give you like $2 American. That's what it is. I mean, if it's like pooled and it's blocking up the texture, then I mean, you can always toss the model and some like simple green or always totally awesome and start over. Like if you're very concerned, but if it doesn't look like any texture is gone over, I would just wait for everything to dry. So either like let it sit overnight or um, bust out the old hair dryer. Because like I guess tangentially, the thing with inks is they're generally a lot more delicate than actual paints, like your normal acrylic hobby paints. So you generally either need to let them cure overnight or a night or two, or you need to hit them with the hair dryer to make sure they're very dry and start to cure, or you need to varnish, and that's all like inclusive, or like if you're concerned, it's generally good to do all of those. Oh, I guess other thing that we can show, because we looked at the base, we looked at other models. I primed a bunch of stuff today as well for when I am done with Kingdom Death. And I also got, well, I guess done with Kingdom Death and done with my next project that's sitting over there that I've not worked on in a bit, which is bad because it's technically for a contest that's deadline is at the end of the month. Whoops. It's fine. Um, thanks. Yeah. Yeah. In case you didn't see the Phoenix's base, let me make sure my hands don't have any paint on them. So we copied Sarastro. Did a little resin pour. That I need to clean up still once it's fully cured. It's basically fully cured, but I want it to be like a smidge harder than it is right now before I do the thing. And then also, I think what I'll do is put some like rough water kind of near the faces. That should be cool. Yeah, I'm happy with the overall color scheme I got for my bases. It's fun messing with colors on rocks. Also, I missed a bunch of other stuff. Hey, Necromancer, how are you doing? Yeah, I would imagine eating out in Australia is... Well, I guess Sydney's probably expensive, but since our dollar is so much better. And Austin is not exactly the cheapest. Although when I went to Austin for the Formula 1 Grand Prix, I went to Torchy's Tacos, and that was pretty good. And then there was this one restaurant that we always go to that's like in this smaller town way outside of Austin, and it's like this outdoory restaurant by a river, and I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's like this small little town. It's pretty good food. Yeah, Torchy's was pretty good. I got the Democrat and something else. I was like, okay, guys. Okay. How are you doing, Necromancer? It's like... It's not quite barbecue, but it's by this town that has like a water tower, and that's like one of the defining features of the little town. I'll try to look up the name later. I don't think it's Salt Lake. But it's very good food. I got chicken fried steak. Nice. What are you working on at the moment? Are you working on that orc lady still? Those don't sound right, but... Yes, this is the Phoenix from... Oops, why did this buzz? Oh, I got a photo of it. That is why. This is the Phoenix from Kingdom Death. It's a bird with an old man's face in its mouth, which we'll hopefully be able to see better once we paint it. Yes and no, Crypt. So the small needle, basically what it does is that it lets you get closer to the model, which does mean you can get like more detail and such. But it also means that you need to use a lot thinner paints. So just keep that in mind. Like if you're not thinning your paints down like even more, it's gonna clog and you're gonna have a bad time. My airbrushes were giving me trouble off and on today, which was fun. So I did like 2 deep cleanings of them just to make sure everything was out of them. And they seem to be good now. Nice. That nice is generally... that's nice at working on Valkyrie, Necro. Sorry. I should specify. who I'm responding to. Did you see the new Neko figure, Necro, that they're teasing? It looks pretty cool. Just sprays everywhere. What do you mean by just sprays everywhere? Okay. It's in the news channel on Ben's Discord, but also on their socials. I think Super Mecha posted the link to their Insta. Very wide pattern. Okay. Also sorry for drifting off camera there. Like how far back are you from what you're spraying at? You've got like a well-ventilated space, right? Just checking for the enamel paint part. Okay, good. Have you done like I'll just do the normal debugging things, which is like have you taken your airbrush apart and done like a thorough cleaning of it? Because I had a fun bug with my airbrush when I was working on the base. I was using some scale color paints in the airbrush for the first time in a little bit. And they're a little bit thicker. And what happened here, I'll grab my airbrush to demonstrate. What happened was some pigment got stuck in the nozzle and it blocked the needle from going all the way forward. So like basically the trigger was stuck here. So that was fun. So like if I would just press down, paint would come out. And I couldn't get the trigger to go all the way forward. So I had to take the whole thing apart, clean it, and then keep going. So wait, what kind of airbrush do you have? Okay, I have no idea how those look or how to clean them. From what I remember, they have the tinier nozzle like this one does, right? So. Oops, it has the needle in there still. Like that little itty bitty boy. Did you take the whole nozzle off and clean out the nozzle? Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm at a loss for how to help debug that. Does it like just spiderweb everywhere instantly as well when you spray? Hey Twigman, my favorite brown paint color. Thank you for the follow. The grouse gathers in the soil. That's a pretty good name. It does kind of sound like a randomly generated password name, but it's a cool name. So if it's spiderwebbing everywhere instantly, I would suggest trying to turn down the air pressure a little bit. My favorite brown paint. My usual default answer to that is Arbuckle's brown. But I also do like mahogany from Pro Acryl quite a bit. These are both good paint colors. And then one I've been reaching for a lot lately is Grim Brown. As you can see, it's already very messy because the paint kept exploding, but I like Grim Brown a lot from AK. And then, why not just walk through a few more favorite browns? I've been liking these two from Chimera, from the Cartacci set, the Golden Brown and Kiwi Brown. And then, brown leather from Scale Color is always a staple. It's a very nice mid brown. And two recent additions to my favorite browns are where's the other one? Dark brown ochre and wood from the Scale Color artist set. I've been using these a lot on like the fur and stuff you've seen me do. Like if you see me start with like a dark brown base and work up, my basic color palette for that has been these. I mean, brown's not like my favorite color, but like it's a thing that pops up on materials a lot, right? And I think it's good to have a variety of brown paints that you can pull from. Just to kind of mix things up. Really nice brown red. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it counts as brown. Actually, one thing I've really been liking to make is I will mix red oxide and violet from Chimera, and that gives me almost an Arbuckle's brown color, but with way better coverage and more matte, so it's a lot nicer. And it's like roughly equal mixture, like you can just kind of play with it on your palette if you have the colors. And then on gold base, yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, I don't think peanut butter counts as a brown, does it? It's more of like a goldy yellow. Yeah, I mean, so I also, I guess, three other browns that have become staples. Yeah, that one's a matte brown. These, they're basically contrast paints, but the instant paints. Yeah, the Deno Special, the peanut butter. It works pretty well for adding color to your skin. But this Grizzly Brown's like a nice purpley reddish thin brown. Endurance Brown's kind of a more normal one. And then this Ogre Brown's a nice kind of goldish brown. So looking at him, I used that Ogre Brown a lot on the scarf to kind of just blend everything together. And then I've been using the Ogre Brown a lot on the stone bases, where you see like kind of, let me grab the Gold Smoke Nice because it doesn't have all the OSL garbage on it. But I've been using the Ogre Brown kind of on the stone faces to give them a little bit more color. Yeah, I mean, I have a problem, Greg, okay? I mean, my picture, my setup is the banner for my Twitch thing, So that's all my paints. Yeah. Yeah, ochre browns are good. Yeah. I've toned down how much paint I buy. Now I'm basically like, if Chimera releases a new set, I'm gonna buy that because I'm a simp for Chimera. And then Pro is releasing a few colors soon that look pretty nice. And then usually when I go to my hobby shop, if they have like an AK set, I'll pick it up if I can't find anything else in the store that I want, because I usually try to be good and buy something. And I actually probably should go there maybe tomorrow, because I think I need to pick up I might need to pick up Gauzy Agent. We'll see. I think they had it last time I was there. I really like Chimera. I've been using it more and more. Like all the airbrushing and stuff was done with just Chimeras, so I really like them. AK or Pro Acryl? Like, are you asking which one you should get, Crypt? Wait, I think I missed a few things. Yeah, I haven't messed too much with Reaper paints, but I'm kind of curious to mess with them a little bit more, Necro. Here, quick tangent on this tangent. So I know that Mini Mistress, Elizabeth Buckley, I think is her actual name. She's the lady who does the KDM box arts, because she gets all the models early. But Kirill's book, basically all the colors are listed as, almost all the colors are listed as Reapers, because that's what he's actually using, and then they show the AK alternative because the books got funded by AK. So he uses Reaper a lot, which is very surprising because he's not an American painter, he's a European painter, and I find it interesting that he's importing Reaper paints. Let's see. Yeah, I think the triads are like a much better system than like GW's wash dry brush stuff. I think it gets people more in the mindset of using different paints for stuff, which I think is cool. AKR Pro Acryl. Oh, who's getting new paints? Pro Acryl is. They're releasing a new set in March. They're releasing a few new colors. They're releasing like a bright jade, more skin tones, another bright green, something else. If you join the Monument Hobbies Discord, they have a preview of it. And I think they've updated their color chart on their website actually if you don't want to join their Discord. Yeah, I have a few random colors and, well, more than a few now, but I have like a few odd colors. Yeah, Pro Acryl Jade's awesome. The magenta's not really magenta, but it's a good pink. The transparents are amazing, and everyone should buy transparent white. Like, if you only buy one Pro Acryl paint, you should buy transparent white. Yeah, they have good paints. I like their stuff a lot. And then I think someone was asking about thinness. Pro Acryl's a little bit thinner than AK. AK has like, I think in terms of thickness, I would line them up like this, and then Chimera would probably go roughly where AK is, maybe somewhere in between there, because some of the Chimeras are a little bit thicker. I think Pro Acryl's the thinnest. But it still has really good coverage, which is nice. I think that's why I recommend Pro Acryl a lot to beginners. It is pricier, but than like your Vallejos. Like the base set for Pro Acryl is $80, but it comes with like 24 paints, I think, and then the the Vallejo starter sets is like $40 for 20-ish paints, I think. But they're 17 milliliter pots versus 22 milliliters, so you get a little bit more bang for your buck in terms of pots. And these are paints that you can like here, just like right out of the pot, no thinning at all. Didn't even wet my brush again, and like it's a pretty good consistency to just basically put right on your model, especially if you actually have water in your brush. So I think they're super beginner friendly, but they also can grow with you a lot. Like they don't hold you back. Yeah, I've heard Reapers on the thinner end. I also have a couple of secret weapon paints that I picked up before they shut down forever, just because Vince Venturella had some in his recommended video. And I figured I'd do one last purchase before they were gone forever. And I think Reaper actually produced these for secret weapon. So they're on the thinner side. They have okay coverage, but they're still good. They're nice paints. I just picked up a few interesting colors. But yeah. Yeah, they still. This was, I bought them right when they announced that they were going out of business, so I don't know if they still have them or not. I think their website's still up because they're still selling a few things. Yeah, it's good to hear people learn stuff. But yeah, because I don't know, people always ask about paint ranges a lot, like in the Kingdom Death Discord. A lot of new people are getting into the hobby. I think general consensus is like Vallejo's like the gold standard. If you can swing it, get Pro Acryl. If you're feeling artsy, get Chimera. And then people will chime in with Army Painter, and then we yell at them. No Army Painter. Army Painter can go sit in the corner. I'm mostly kidding, but also not. Yes, I have one of the Amazon Vortex mixers. If you've got the $40, you should buy one. I think the prices vary quite a bit. I would check eBay and Amazon. Yeah, Army Painter is everywhere, and it's cheaper than Citadel, which is also everywhere. And like, it's not bad. It's just the way I think about it. And from what I don't have much experience with Army Painter paints. Like, I got a couple and to try them out, and I didn't care for them. Yeah, I think the price has gone up. I think it was like 40 something bucks when I bought it. Because a lot of people also don't like scale color because it's very different to use, and like you have to really mix it up, and you have to kind of get used to the different kind of medium it has. But it's very matte, and it also glazes really well and has a whole bunch of pros to it. So like, it's worth, in my opinion, it's like a good paint range for those things. Like, it's not the best at everything, but it's a good paint range for that. Whereas Army Painter's not. Army Painter doesn't really exceed at anything. Like, it exceeds at being cheap and being everywhere. But most people buy their paints online, and like a lot of websites do discounts. So I don't know. But paint with whatever makes you happy. If Army Painter makes you happy and it works for you, that's great. I don't like when people are like, because like there was one discussion where basically someone was like, oh, well, you're not using Army Painter correctly if you're like running into these issues or something like that. And I think that's like a bad thing to say to like new people necessarily, because like I want new people to have a paint that they don't have to quote unquote use correctly to be able to have enjoyment. Because like you want them to get into the hobby, get paint on the model, and be happy. And I think Army Painter makes that difficult. Anyways. Yeah, the only reason why I didn't buy an Army Painter set is because I watched that Miniac / Ninjon video of reviews of paint ranges, and like it was pretty obvious that the Army Painter one was like the worst one of the bunch, and that's also why I picked up that Vallejo one. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I didn't even realize it was a different guy when I watched that video. I was like, huh, he looks different here. Because I didn't really... I think because like everyone at Miniac was like the first YouTube channel I found. I was like, I want to learn how to mini paint. Yeah, I think I don't have too many qualms with Citadel. Besides, I don't like the pots. Pots are like basically an instant no for me because I don't want to deal with transferring them and all that stuff. The one exception being, like I have a couple contrast paints and a couple technical paints, and also, I think the two best products GW makes for hobbying besides like their miniatures, the Skulls boxes. Like if you want to do basing, you should have the Skulls boxes, the Skulls box, and then a Grell and Earth, because I've yet to find a crackle paste that works as well as this does. I actually use it on the KDM bases quite a bit. You can kind of see the little cracks everywhere. Yeah, like I've tried AKs, I've tried scale colors, I've tried the Golden's crackle paste, I've tried the Vallejo crackle medium. They all suck. This is the only one that's actually worked for me. Anyways, I think I missed a few conversations. Yeah, the Army Painter washes and the speed paints look like they're good. Yeah, I think that's another thing, like going off Necro's point on new painters getting the full range, is I think too many people buy full ranges and like there's no single range that is like great at everything, I don't think. Like many ranges have weak colors or like they're not good at X, and so on and so forth. So like I think it's like it's scary. Like it's nice for a beginner to just be like, oh, here's a box, start with this. But I think like ideally you should try to guide people away from buying a whole entire paint range, because you don't, even though as we've seen I have a lot of paints, there are a bunch of different ranges, so this point still stands. You don't need all those paints in that paint range. You're never going to use them all. Mixing is a thing. It's not that scary. The one exception to having the entirety of the paint range, I think, is Chimera, because every paint in that range slaps. Scale Color Artist is probably a close second. I think I have a little bit less than half the range, but like I feel like that meets my needs for it. Yeah, a lot of the technical paints are really good from GW. They have like a few like, unlike the contrast colors, I think there's a few of those that I like Volupus Pink. And I do think, like it's too early to say like with the Army Painter equivalent, but compared to like Scales instant paints that we were looking at earlier, contrast paints are much better at the advertised use of contrast paints, which is like you just put it on the model, it looks good, because these are even more varied in their like coverage than contrast paints, and like a lot of them don't cover very well, but they're great for what I like to use it for, which is out of the bottles glazing for when I'm a lazy piece of garbage and I don't want to mix my own glaze. Oh. Yeah, there's also not really a great purple in the Instant Colors range. There's just one, and it's kind of boring. But the Pro Acryl Transparent Purple is pretty good. And if you mix it with like some Floaid, or if you get the Lamian Median or whatever the hell it's called, you can kind of make it into a contrast paint. It works pretty well. But yeah, if I were to tell someone to get started, I would say pick either the Vallejo like 40 paint fantasy box, I think is the new one that they have, like instead of the World War II traditional one, which is what I started with. They have one that's more geared towards fantasy models, and I think it has a few better colors for painting stuff like this. And then I would say eat the metallics that come with it out into the abyss and pick up a couple of the metal colored metallics. Oh yeah, the transparency airbrush, great. Also, what's my stream doing? Yeah, but yeah, I use the transparency to stream. Yeah, I use the transparency to airbrush a lot, like for filters or blending and stuff like that. Pretty much all the Pro Acryl paints airbrush pretty well. I don't have any experience with their metallics, but yeah, I'm seeing if I missed any hands. Yep, we missed some hands. This is turned from sketching to base coat all the things because it's easier to just think about base coating when I'm talking. I think it's more paint than ink. Like, you can use inks and get basically the same effect. So like if you already have a bunch of like Liquitex inks or FW inks, the transparent line might not be as beneficial, I guess. But they have a bit more body than a traditional ink. Like here, let me. Well, here, if you asked about transparent white. Get so here. I'll answer. I'll address Greg's thing. So if you get the metal line, I think the copper is great. The gold is a little weird, but if you mix it with where is it? Oh no, where did it go? I'm gonna get in front of the camera. There it is, I think. If you mix it with a little bit, if I can get it out, there it is. Green Stuff World Pure Metal Pigments Antique Gold. This on its own can make a really nice gold paint if you mix it up with some like the Vallejo Metal Color Varnish, which I actually have a pot of. Where did it go? There did it go. Oh no. Tragique. It makes a really nice, awesome gold paint on its own, but you can mix it with this Vallejo Metal Color Gold. The Vallejo Metal Color Gold's a little bit greener and like paler than like your traditional kind of fantasy gold. So if you mix it with some of this antique gold, it kind of brings it to a nicer place. And I think Vince's recipe also mixes it with some copper. Yeah, it's Vince's gold recipe. It's very good. And then I would say get steel, and then either, depending on what's in stock, get either aluminum or silver. They're roughly the same. That would basically cover all of your metallic needs, like those technically 4 paints because you're only getting one of those. If you could also get like gunmetal gray, but I think I don't use that one as much. That's the first one I got because that was the only one I could find in stock anywhere, just because I wanted to try the line. And then I recently picked up the pale burnt metal because it was at my hobby shop, which is like a highlight for gold kind of. Even though I don't use metallics as often anymore, I still use them every now and then. Yes, yeah, if you want, you could also just get the silver and the aluminum, and then you could do inks or the like contrast or stuff over it to get your golds and your coppers and your stuff like that. Which is what I was gonna kind of say about, oh, what if you want green metal or something? Because like Scale Color has all those colored metallics. They look like garbage. You're much better using metal color and then going over with the green ink. It looks a lot better, or like a thin green paint. But there's transparent white. So it's got like a bit more body than like an ink would. So here I can get, sorry for all the pivots from actually painting. I don't know, I painted a lot today, so this is a nice little break. So here's some Daler-Rowney white ink, which I know generally you're not supposed to put on your wet palette, but I usually do because I'm lazy. Come on, get up. So here's the transparent white, here's the white ink. The white ink spreads a little bit more and it's very opaque, right? Like you would expect white ink to be. The transparent white, as you can see, is very transparent, right? So when it dries, it gets a little bit more transparent. So why do you want a transparent white? What is always a pain in the butt with white? Generally glazing, right? Like if you want to glaze or blend whites, you'll often get like grainy colors or stuff like that if you're just glazing with your pure white. But the transparent white helps with that a lot. So I use it a lot for when I'm painting something white. I'll either spray over with the airbrush, or I'll use the brush to like blend my white together. And I guess while we're paused, I've mentioned that I primed some models today as well. So I showed the other ones off on stream earlier this week, a few busts and some 75 mils, but I also put together 2 more Echoes of Camelot figures. I figured I was ready to be heard again by all the crazy details. I did pick my favorite one. I like Sir Kay a lot, and then I picked him because he's good NMM practice. But just for people who weren't here, I'll also show off my beautiful Spira, all primed up, ready to go. This was the first Spira that I bought, the little dwarf miner. Hey Matt, how are you doing? We were talking about paint ranges. So let's reconfigure again and actually start painting. Yeah, I before we start painting, this is the primer that I mostly use, Pro Acryl's Dark Neutral Gray. It is a little bit weaker than your other primers, but it provides a really nice surface. Sorry. It's also really easy to clean out of your airbrush because it's a little bit weaker, so it doesn't get all gunked up in there. And yeah, it just provides a really nice surface to paint on. Yeah, I've had no issues with Pro Acryl so far. I also do like Vallejo Mecha a lot. This is what I use for like my KDM bases, and then like if I need black for something, or if I want a really tough undercoat, this is what I use. Or if I want to move fast and I want to paint something in like 10 minutes, this is what I'll use, because the Pro Acryl does need to sit overnight. Yeah, I mean, like it's your base surface to paint on, right? Like it should provide a nice surface to paint on. Yeah. I always had issues with the normal Vallejo model primer. I think maybe I just didn't thin it enough, or I thinned it too much, or I don't know. But the Mecha stuff is great. The only thing I'll say is like it is a bit glossier, which is great for metallics and stuff. But it makes the first couple layers of like paint take a little bit to get on, in my opinion. Like the paint slips and slides around a little bit until it finds its way. With the Pro Acryl, that's not the case. Was this black to this level today? What was what? I don't know what you're asking, Matt. Oh, yeah, I started this today, not on stream. So we haven't done much on stream yet, mostly just sketching on the skin. But the rest of the figure I did this afternoon after I finished up work today, because I wanted to do the big airbrushing before being on stream, so I wouldn't have to wear a mask for like the entire stream as my room aired out. Yeah, it was. I did a course this week because my work lets me take courses and learn stuff, which is cool. And the last 2 days of the course, so yesterday and today, were like a lab activity on your own, and I just worked a little bit longer yesterday so I could just wrap it all up. So then I didn't really have much to do today besides the cleanup stuff to like tear down all the things that I built. So it was how like my new job does like data pipelines and stuff like that. So just like picking up new skills and such for work. Not like a painting class or anything like that. Trying paintbrushes, we can talk about paintbrushes too. That was like my 2020 activity, was trying all the different paint brands. Or paintbrush brands. Yeah, the Monument Hobby one is like okay. I think it's good for the price, and I think they're good like brushes for metallics is what I've heard. Like a lot of people use them for that. So the one I've had a good experience with one Series 7, but the other ones I got were kind of garbo. Sounds like, but I like Raphael's A404. This is an older one that I'm just kind of using. Broken Toad's pretty good. I do like Monument Synthetics quite a bit. They're pretty decent. So are the Broken Toad Fugazis. And I have a few Artist Opus, so I have my trusty garbage M2 that I use for like hair and sketching and texture. And I have this S1 that's my current one that my current like detail workhorse or whatever. Artist Opus is, when you get a good one, it's great, but the QC is terrible. Raphael has pretty good QC, and I like the brushes a lot. I think that covers it. I have some of the scale color ones, they're kind of meh. DaVinci's also pretty good. It's just a little bit less. Rosemary & Co. I like a lot. I think Rosemary & Co. and Raphael are my two favorites. So here's a Rosemary that's also old that I use for mixing stuff right now. Yeah, I think these are the best bang for the buck. I've not tried Robolofts, but I know Necro has tried them. And I think Necro, you like them, right? All right, Matt, have fun. Yeah, I think not Mick Greg, but Greggy who we haven't seen in a while. Also bought the Rubeloffs and liked them quite a bit, if I remember correctly. Oh, nice. That's good to know. This is the first, this brat file that I'm using is the first one that has given me trouble. Like, it started to have like little stragglers quite a bit pretty soon after starting to use it. Let's pause from the skin, and I want to figure out these talons real quickly. Okay. So I'm using some of that aforementioned kiwi brown. I mixed in a little bit of a violet with it. A class on color theory. That's probably more in depth than I want to get into at 11:30 on a Friday. But I can make some recommendations for, I've recommended them before. But Color and Light by James Gurney is a very good book. If you want something more directed at miniature painting though, there is Figopedia from Figon. It's Figone, Figon. And then the FAQ book by Kirill, which we looked at a little bit earlier on stream for the Reaper paints, is basically a one-stop shop for miniature painting knowledge. But you could also just take a class at your art college or your local community college on art. Type that for me. Figopedia or Figon or FAQ by Kirill. I can also grab the books to show on screen if you want to take a pic. What source of knowledge has given me the most? I mean, percentage-wise, probably YouTube videos, like just in general. That's like where I got my start, and I still get a lot from them. I think watching people stream over the last year, like watching other people paint in real time and being able to ask them questions has been super helpful. So like watching Deno or Eric Swinson or Wapelius, all those people, or Phoenix is another good one. The books that I just mentioned have also been really helpful, especially Figopedia, I think. Color and Light is really good for like getting that initial color theory understanding, but I already kind of had that from other art stuff I've done in the past. Like there were a few things that I hadn't like considered before, so it was still worth it. But I think Figopedia, like applying that stuff to miniatures and like thinking about how you frame light on miniatures, has been very helpful for me and something I'm trying to think about a little bit more on bigger projects. KDM stuff I'm just kind of winging. Yes, the French book, Figopedia. Yeah, you should definitely take some art classes or something for fun. I think like one suggestion would be to take a film photography class, Necro, if you have any interest in that. Um, it's just a fun thing to do. Like you get to like develop film and all that stuff. But here, I'll show the books real quickly. And then other fonts of knowledge. So we covered YouTube. Main YouTube channels I've watched are like Maniac, who I still watch today for like, I think he does good production quality, but I don't get like much knowledge out of his videos as much anymore. But I still really enjoy his stuff. Mark Frizzoni has been super helpful. Sergio started posting stuff, David Aroba started posting stuff. And then on the topic of Sergio, Patreons, so mostly the three big ones that I subscribed to over the last year or so were on and off are Craft World, which has been really helpful for understanding color, Sergio Calvo's, and Oliver Spates. So Oliver Spates is paused right now, but he's starting it back up in March. And here, let me move the mic out of the way because it's in the way of me opening the book. So, sorry for all the noise, probably. There we go. So here, I'll show you the table of contents so you can get an idea of what's in this book. So it covers everything from like the basic materials and tools to setting up your workspace and getting a figure ready, to color theory and mixing colors, light concepts, general techniques, and then gets into like specifics of, okay, how do I paint different kinds of skin tones and scars and tattoos? How do I paint hands specifically? How do I paint eyes on different kinds of figures and different scales? How do I paint hair? How do I paint clothes? How do I paint animal fur? How do I paint reflective surfaces? And then a huge chunk of the book, over 100 pages of the book is on NMM. And then there's wood, gemstones, and special effects. And then if you're not familiar with Kirill, he is widely regarded as the best miniature painter in the world. I don't think he's my personal favorite, but he is up there. Let me show you. Let me see if I can find this section. So here's the NMM section. I'm going to show the section. Oh, so the really in-depth one is on the steel, and the guy is on the cover. Hey, Rapelius. Thank you for the raid. This is the section that I wanted to show. So this is the box art he did. And he paints the reflection of the sky and ground. Hi, Doji. Thanks for stopping by. But he does this friggin' freehand. And it's insane. So this is both a really good resource, and also just like a nice coffee table book, and it also weighs a ton. Much lighter, and also you can get some cool minis from this site, Figon. Hey, Wapelius, what were you guys painting tonight? This book is really helpful as well. I've been enjoying it a lot. Oh no, that's not 28 skill. That's not 28 mil skill, but McRae. That was a bust, so it's probably that one was probably about this big. We'll get back to painting again. Thank you, Raiders, for coming by. But yeah, so it's about this big. 28 mil scale. Here I have here's the KDM figure, Greg, for context. So there's the butcher pinup for scale context for you. Yeah, I'll do the butcher pinup. I'm going to take a break from KDM after I finish up all this stuff. Yeah, Figopedia good, Color and Light good. He did James Gurney is the guy who did Dinotopia, so he's very talented. I also do highly recommend his YouTube channel. It's relaxing. You pick up some neat stuff. It's more he's a traditional painter, not a mini painter, but he's got some. Yeah, he's got another book as well. I forget the name of it though. But yeah, so I'm Topulus. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We're painting KDM, as well as getting into a bunch of tangents about paints and references and so we're working on the Phoenix from KDM. I primarily use acrylic paints rather than oils like Apelius does. But yeah, so we've been getting off track a bit, but we are slowly sketching out the skin and such. I was also working on figuring out what I want to do with these nails, just to kind of start thinking about that. But yeah, nice. Yeah, the most like 2D traditional art I did was like sketching and markers, like Copics and stuff before I did miniature paintings, but I was never very great at it. I think I did like gouache and stuff a couple times, but I didn't really care for it. Yeah, let me see if I missed anything else, but thank you for the follow, Double BB. I guess going back to Neko's comment, yeah, Arnau is up there in terms of miniature painters that I like a lot. Arnau Lazzaro, I think is his last name. I'll always have a soft spot for Sergio Calvo. But I think my favorite, let's see. It's hard to pick a single one because there's a lot that I like. Dave Cowell is one that I really like his work. He just has like a very interesting way of painting and like very clean and striking results. Top artist on Putty and Paint. That's a good way to go about it. Thank you for the follow, Towler. Where are you trying to order Figopedia from? Figon? Dave Cowell is up there right now. But Mark Maskelyns, I think, might be my favorite at the moment. The way Maskelyns does skin is insane. Yeah, his metal and his skin, I just like... He's been posting those like 4-image whip shots of like how he does the skin tones, and it's a lot of like, just draw the owl in the last step kind of thing. But like he posted the one of the Big Shot Creative bust he did with like the African skin tones or like the black skin tones, and it's just wild. Yeah, Minizin's also like very talented. So many talented people. I feel like there's, who else am I forgetting? I mentioned his Patreon, but like Oliver Spaeth, I like his dioramas a lot. I would be silly to not mention Roman Lapat. or Joshua Lai. I don't think Roman's painting is necessarily like my favorite, but I think he's... Oh, you have a Masklins piece? Which Masklins piece do you have? Exactly, Toyman. I did order the Tint Ink magazines, and one of them has an article by Masklins walking through a figure, and one of them has an article by Spira or Lucas Pina on how he sculpts. And they look like nice coffee table books, but they're like taking a grand tour around Europe because they went from Spain to like now they're in Germany and they were in Belgium, and I don't know what's going on. But they were supposed to be here like a week ago, and FedEx keeps texting me every morning saying like, "Oh, we're sorry, it's delayed." Oh. What I found helpful. Yeah, KDM's a lot of fun to paint, Dollar. What I found helpful. Yeah, Pizarski is another great one. His medals are out of this world. Oh, okay. Got it. Ruben Martinez is another one I like a lot. Basically, like the entire like Big Child Creatives paint crew is like rock stars. Oh yeah, I got to, I don't remember if I saw that one or just the other one, but I got to see that when I visited Greggy. I got to see that. I got to see Deno's Martian rebel girl thing. And I got to see someone else's, and I can't remember the name. Yeah, Eric Swinson. Eric Swinson's probably my favorite American painter. Or, I will say he's definitely top 3. Because there's also Chris Suhre, that's Suhre, who is probably the reason why I got into like larger display models and more stuff like that. Because I saw his How to Train Your Dragon piece, and I was like, that looks cool. Maybe I should give something like that a try, instead of just painting these goddamn WizKids minis all the time. Yeah, if you don't follow Eric Swinson, or actually also, I forgot to do a shout out for you, Webhelius, I'm sorry. I'm a terrible host. Go follow Webhelius, I'm pretty sure most of you already do, because it's Webhelius, but... Oh, what? There we go. Yeah, one command works, because that's all I set up. But also here, I'll shout out Eric Swinson while I'm thinking about it. If this works, let's see. I think that's his alias on Twitch. But go give Eric Swinson a follow if you haven't already. He does a lot of the box arts for Hera Models as well as Privateer Press. Yeah, Natalia Arash, as I've learned how to pronounce her name because she also started streaming on Twitch again. There's also, I mentioned her earlier, but Liz Buckley, or Mini Mistress, is incredibly talented. She's painted a lot of Kingdom Death stuff. Among other things. I think she's working on some Guild Ball stuff at the moment, which is cool. Yay, Calzone! That took a while. Yeah, Eric has a great Discord. If you go to his Twitch page, it's there. And he occasionally, it's been a little bit rare lately. He was pretty consistent about it for a while, but I think he's just been busy with secret projects that he can't talk about. But he usually does like a feedback Friday at least like once a month, so you can post your images there, and he like draws over it and explains like how you can improve stuff. I found that really helpful the time that I got to post something. It was my, here I can grab the bust in a second because I still have that out. Let's be very careful setting this thing down because it wants to tip over. But yeah, I posted this on his feedback channel and got some helpful tips on some things, mostly on like the gemstone, because I have no idea how to paint gemstones, and like just adding more color into the face and such. I am still very happy with this metal. I don't know. I was very happy with the result on that. Didn't bother painting the back or these stupid tube things. Thanks. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. I'm looking forward to whenever. Yeah, it's got that wiggle. It's very concerning. Yeah, I don't have any. I think that's my only. I have a 75 mil Neko in my pile, but I don't have any busts. I'm waiting on New Kingdoms to get here. But yeah, got plenty of cool projects over there to paint though. So thanks, Double. Yeah, it wasn't too long ago, right? That was like November, maybe October when I painted it. I think it was the beginning of November. Because end of November I started Yova, and then that took forever. And then I did Octavius and Winter Solstice Lucy. And then this year so far has just been Kingdom Death. But we're almost done. All right, Matt. Thanks for stopping by. Have a nice evening, and I'll probably see you online this weekend or something. Next painting adjacent product topic? What's the next one? I'm ready. Yeah, Neko's great. I'm really excited for that new figure that they just teased. They've teased a couple other ones a while ago that I'm excited for. There's plenty in the backlog that I will pick up. Maybe if I make good progress on my backlog this year, I will treat myself come Black Friday. Yes, Mastersons is what I got, as we saw earlier. I think it is the best value wet palette there is. I do have the Redgrass Games 2 Studio palette on pre-order, or on Kickstarter or whatever. It was supposed to get here in October, and now it is getting to me at some point. Whoops, it's a little bit too much. So yeah, I'm toning down my purchases. Yeah, COVID would be crazy, and also people like not like. I think people still being too optimistic at their estimations for things, like even after 2 years of you should like add like plus 200% to your deadlines. Like Inu Kingdom said they were going to fulfill the month after the Kickstarter ended, or like the month the Kickstarter ended for the first 50 people. And I was like, that was way too optimistic, guys. Come on. I'm excited to get that one because it'll be a little bit bigger, which is my main gripe with the Mastersons for the one. I know that Mastersons makes some bigger ones, but they are a little bit too big for my desk and for storing when I'm not painting. Yeah, Zodiac is supposed to be fulfilling though, right? Soon? Necro? I will catch up on what she said in a second, Crypto. There were a lot of messages. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my wet palette yesterday when I was working on the Watcher, like, was basically like this whole section was like chromatic black mixture, and I had like squeeze little bits on it. I was like, okay, great. Okay. No. It's a-okay. I do that a lot too. I need to make, actually here, I don't need my preview to be that big. Can I make this bigger? Hey, now I can see more of the chat. Oh, I forgot to zoom back in, didn't I? Did I? No, that's fine. We're good. Yeah, I think in terms of Kickstarters, I'm mostly waiting on Anu. I also backed for like smaller stuff. There's the Dungeon Delvers from Broken Anvil, which has been delayed a lot. But they're making progress, so that's good. And then Westphalia had a couple of Kickstarters for some really cool D&D scale minis. Like a cool dragon and some Beholder virus things. And Masked Survivors, which was neat. So should be getting those at some point. I believe my light is 6500K or 6000K. One of those. I have the white balance on my camera set for 6000, so I think it's that. My lamp is I covered the logo. See, I have all sorts of fun stickers from all the miniature brands. Here we can. Here's our yay calzone. Here's our next tangent. Look at all these fun stickers. Oh, there's my lap. We got Mr. Leeds, we got Cold of Paint, we got Ignorant Star, we got Neko Galaxy, we got New Type, we got Oliver Space, we got Dragon Head Models, we got the awesome little sticker from the Mirabilis Squig. Green Skull Castle, which I think came from Terrible Kids, Broken Anvil, Kensho, Element, Black Row, Rosemary & Co, Ignis again, Terra Model Maker, Pro Crow. Another New Type one that looks like the In and Out logo because it's great. Black Sun's hiding under there. I think the scale color one hiding under here. And then Monument stuff. Yeah. The issue with my wet palette is it's got these, whoops. Yeah, let's also zoom back in. Okay. Boop. Boop. The issue with the wet palette is that it's got the raised bit, so like I can't put the big stickers on it. I tried, and they kept on coming off. I might put some on the Red Grass Games one, because I think that one's flat. Yeah, I'm a sucker for good stickers. I bought when I went to Japan as my last big trip before everything went terrible. I bought a lot of stickers as my souvenirs from this company called B-Side Label, which they have an Instagram page with a lot of cool stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're slowly running out of paint tangent topics. That's good. That's good. Maybe I can get some painting done. 'Cause I think that one's flat. Yeah, I think we're slowly running out of paint tangent topics. That's good. That's good. Maybe I can get some painting done. 'Cause I think that one's flat. Oh, bad for you as in you get lots of things. Yeah, the B-side label in Kyoto. I went there. There was also one in not Harajuku. I always blank on the Fashion District neighborhood. I can't remember right now. It's not Harajuku, I don't think. But yeah, I got a bunch of stickers from them and some other places. It's not. I'm thinking of the Street Fashion District, the one with like the crazy poppy colors, and then like if you go a little farther into it, there's like the actual nice clothes. Is it Harajuku? Yes, yes. Playing Yakuza is one-to-one representation of going to Japan. Okay. Okay. I don't know what I was thinking of. I always think it's like another hara something noise sound thing. Words. Yeah, the Kyoto one was cool. The cool thing about that chain, besides like their fun little designs, like each location has like an exclusive sticker. Do I have the Kyoto one on my iPad? I think I do. I have to pop it out though because it's the new iPad. Yeah, so that was the. Whoops! As I knock over the Phoenix, that's the Kyoto exclusive one. Yeah, and I also had a corgi. So good stuff. Love it. I think they changed it up throughout the year or something too. Like they have different seasonal ones. So I have some. I went right around Halloween, so they had some fun Halloween stuff. Thanks. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pivot off the claws. I just kind of wanted to get a vague idea for their color. I'm gonna pivot back over to the skin. This is my hectic process. I like to kind of. Sometimes I like hyper focus on like one thing, and other times I want to jump around and just kind of figure things out. I think usually when it's like a bigger model like this, I kind of like to jump around and slowly refine everything. It's probably not the most efficient method, but I don't know. It helps me see the whole thing together. Yeah, I went in 2019. We stayed in Tokyo for most of it, and then we did a 3-day, 1 full day, like 2 half-day trip to Kyoto with my sister. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I guess like tackling big models is always intimidating. It's definitely about like figuring out I guess how to tackle it right. So insightful, I know. The Don Quixote. I don't think I went into a Don Quixote somehow. Which, for those who don't know, Don Quixote is kind of like a, like, not like dollar store, but like they just kind of have everything, right? Noise. What was in your calzone, Crypt Shadow? Paint me a word picture. I had. I went to H Mart and got food today. Because I needed some groceries, anyways. Does it have just let the paint dry? Oh yeah. If you have trouble letting paint dry, I highly recommend getting a hair dryer and putting it at your desk. I found this cool little, quote unquote, cool little holster thing, so I have my hair dryer just hanging on a cabinet, so I can just easily grab it and use it. Yeah, we thought about doing more, but like we figured there's gonna be more than enough in Tokyo, and like neither of us are like huge on shrines. So basically, our trip to Kyoto was like, okay, let's pick a shrine, go to it. So we did the Torii Gate shrine where you hike all the way up. And that was a hike, and then we went to the traditional kind of area, and also just walked around. We went to Ippodo and got some really good green tea or matcha, and then I went to the Leica store in Kyoto because I like to go to Leica stores in different areas because they always like the B-side label. Leica stores always have like something unique at their different locations. Yeah, I think yeah, it's just a store that has anything and everything. Like it's not quite like a Walmart. It's like a Walmart with more of a dollar store vibe, I feel like. Yeah, we stayed in Komagome when we were in Tokyo, which is right on the green line, which I think is the Yamanote line, which is like the line that gets you to all the big stuff. So it gets you to Harajuku, Shinjuku, like downtown, main Tokyo area kind of stuff. And you can also get down to Pallet Island. A lost love letter in the woods. Thanks for the follow. I'm really thinking that those might be new bot names. I'm like 90% certain. Because we have the grouse gathers in the soil and now a lost love letter in the woods. Highly suspect. Yeah, Komagome, I really like. So like, I think that like if you go to Tokyo, it can be overwhelming. Like, I actually didn't find it as bad as I thought I would. Like, I'm not a huge like big crowd person, but like Tokyo always felt manageable. But I think one of the main reasons is because we stayed in Komagome, which is like a much quieter area. So like, at the end of the day, weren't still in it. We were able to just kind of take a break. And there was a really good okonomiyaki place where the guy was super nice. He like talked to us a lot. So he talked to me about the Mariners and such. And then when we ate there the first time, there was another dude in there, and he bought my sister and I his favorite sake. So that was cool. Lots of really nice people in like the quieter areas. And I was also lucky to go when both of the Team Lab Borderless exhibits were opened in that like manufactured island. The Pallet Island. I think that's what it's called. I think it's named after the Pokemon thing. I don't know. But yeah, Team Lab's Borderless was really cool. It was like one of those like super touristy Instagram things that everyone posts about and does, but like it actually like lived up to the hype in my opinion. Yeah, the main reason why I think that they're bot names is because like that's the way you go about making good passwords, right? You come up with a phrase and a set of words that you can remember. And it's just they're very odd names to actually have. And they also haven't chatted to say, hey, I'm not a bot. But they could prove us all wrong by saying, hey, I'm not a bot. They just gotta chat. Prove us wrong. A lost love letter in the woods. Yeah. I thankfully downloaded an app that let me like download the maps before I got to Tokyo. So I had them like all loaded up on my phone, and like the phone could still get location data, so I was able to figure out where I was. So that was very helpful because I landed in. Thank you for the follow, Daily. I landed in Narita Airport, which is the one that's about an hour out of town by train. Took the fast train in. Got on the train, the green line. Looked at the app and realized I was heading the exact wrong direction. I was like, whoops. Got back on. Got to the Airbnb thing that we rented. Then immediately went to the closest 7-Eleven. Got a Pocari Sweat and a katsu sandwich. Yeah, Narita seemed to be the only one I could get flights into with Japan Airlines from Seattle. My sister was able to fly into the one that's actually in. Hey, JT Stark, thank you for the raid. Let me give you a shout out as well. Because I'm actually remembering to do shout outs now. At JT Stark. Hey. JT does a lot of cool things. He's working on a cool little guy with a sword, is what I saw earlier. The little skeleton dude, the lich guy. And I'm guessing it's Friday, so you guys are probably doing some Marvel stuff as well, right? But yeah, Pocari Sweat's great. Love that stuff. Nice. I've given we got a couple raids today. I'll give the quick rigmarole version. I'm Topulus. I paint minis. Currently we're working through the Kingdom Death core stuff. This is the second to last one. We just got Gold Smoke Knight after this guy. But I also mostly paint like display stuff. Busts, 75 mil, other little miniatures every now and then, like for D&D and such. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to bring them up in chat. If you have any cool stuff that you've been working on, feel free to share. Yeah, good Gatorade's a good way to refer to Pocari Sweat. Yeah, sometimes trade. I mean, I got all that Wildland stuff sitting in my closet now. I just didn't want to start painting it until after I got Kingdom Death done. So I'm going to, once I get a break from like big projects, I will probably start tackling that. Once I get a hang of it, I might do a stream or two with it. It's not going to be as exciting, I don't think. Pork beans. I don't know what pork beans would be. Please don't fall over. Thank you for the follow, Lady B Miniatures. I think I missed yours, and Baby Ghoul. Baby Ghoul. Wikipedia. Oh, nice. Okay. Mexican food. I'm having a hankering for going to the nice-ish Mexican place, but I will have to see how Anna is feeling tomorrow. Hey, Greg, thank you for the subscription. My stream is struggling. Oh dear. Oh god. I really hope that Apple announces new Mac Minis in March. Yeah, food is great. All right, JT, thank you again for the raid. Have a nice evening. Yeah, it was nice to stop in on your stream for a little bit earlier. Trying to be better about watching streams and stuff. I don't always chat, but I always try to have it on. Let's see. We talked about many things tonight. We talked about paints, what they're good at and what's not good at. Talked about brushes, we talked about wet palettes, we talked about books and learning resources. I think we've done it. Yeah. Always happy to stop by your stream. It's always a lot of fun. I need to catch another Marvel something at some point. I'll have to I always try to do at least 2 streams during the week. So I'll have to not stream on Friday or something so I can catch Marvel Madness. I think that's what it is, right? Yeah, we talked about many things. We talked about favorite mini painters. I don't know if there's anything left. Oh dear. Oh no. What's the topic? You have yet to buy a professional bust. What shall it be and why? So I think this is a very personal question. What kind of stuff do you like to paint? Like, do you like sci-fi or do you like fantasy? Do you like people? Do you like creatures? Like, give me some qualifiers, I guess, to help narrow it down. Like, if you want a generic answer, this is both the best and the worst answer, which would be get Aspira. Sure, yeah, I can try to pull that up. See if the computer will handle it. The stream's gonna get wonky for a second. Sorry. Here, while the stream stabilizes and while that loads, actually I already loaded. Okay, you like fantasy stuff, it looks like. Some creatures, skellies. Okay, I will have suggestions. Let me BRB. Let me get some water. I'm out of water. I need water. So right, 1 second. Be right back. Okay. You want some suggestions? You want some suggestions? I will give the premier suggestion, which is you should buy whatever the next Spira release is. So we looked at the little dwarf miner earlier. So this was the latest one that got released. This is Spira Mirabilis. That's SPIRAMIRABILAS. This is Arthur and Merlin. So the thing I've learned with Spiras is even if I don't think I want it during the sale, there's a good chance I'm gonna want it after the fact. So I always buy them because I skipped Abracadabra, which is the old lady with the cauldron and the frog jumping out of it. It's like I don't know if I want it. And then like the week after the sale happened, or like when people started painting it, I was like, oh crap, that looks really cool. My other big suggestion. I've shown Octavius a few times, so that's from this brand. But where is she? There she is. Nope, that's not her. This is her. Black Crow Miniatures is probably most consistently my favorite miniature brand, both for busts and 75mm. Their casts are really nice, their designs are really fun. The shield she has is like the size of my palm. I really like their stuff. They've got a good selection. There's the Big Child Creatives. If you want to paint a girl, they have the cool Songs of War line. So they have cool warrior woman things and magic users and stuff like that. They also have a bunch of like orcs and monster kind of busts, so if that's your thing, that's good. There's also Ouroboros miniatures. Yeah, Big Child's really good. Their casting can sometimes be iffy, but they're always good about replacing it. There's also Pedro Fernandez Works. Hey Gumbotron. We will get back to painting SR, but we're doing show and tell. Pedro Fernandez Works. He has a wide variety of different stuff. Really fun busts. Really affordable as well. Yeah, I got these cowboy busts on Black Friday, so there's him, and there's also basically Danny Trejo. Hera models. Actually, we haven't actually shown these on stream yet. I haven't actually opened any of them up because they were kind of lodged back in there. So Hera models has a bunch of really cool monsters and Chaos Warrior looking things. This was like one of their anniversary busts. He's orange, and wow, that's really orange. Again, great castings. Lots of fun, crisp details, but not like too crazy. Yeah, I got a few busts from them. The one I'm most excited about is Tyr. Tyr. He's a big dude in armor, but he's farther back. Neko Galaxy, if you want sci-fi, is great. Who am I forgetting for busts? Mindworks has a few cool busts. So this is the chef from Mindworks. They have really nice castings, some cool designs, a lot of like stuff based on artwork. So they have Witchhorn, who I think is by Braum. So I got that in there somewhere. Here's one from Ouroboros. New skin. They have cool sci-fi stuff and like a bunch of interesting stuff. Game free. Oh, wait. I think there's another one that we haven't shown on stream. Yeah. There's also Ignis Arts. It's pretty good. Yeah, Miniac painted the chef. I'm really excited for that one. It looks like a really fun mini. I got that one. One of their 75 mils. That's based on. Here, it's actually easy to grab, so I can show it. This guy, because I love it so much. Such a good piece. And then the Samurai Girl. You'll note that I probably buy. Yes, I am trying to destroy everyone's wallet. I've destroyed my own. I'm going for mutually assured destruction now. If my wallet's been destroyed, so should yours. Let me see if I can open this. I've always eyed this miniature from Galapagos. I believe Sergio's painted this, and then Craft World was one of those box arts. But it's just a cool elf lady with an awesome sword and stuff like that. So yeah. So if I were to say what should you get for a first bust, like it's hard to narrow it down. I think if you want sci-fi, it's hard to beat Neko Galaxy, in my opinion, if you like the kind of more pin-up-y stuff. If you want something more serious and sci-fi, there's like Kensho Miniatures has a couple. And then who else for sci-fi? Ouroboros has a few sci-fi, so actually I can grab one more Ouroboros. We'll put that away later. But I've got one primed up over here. Yeah, Robot Rocket's got some. I like Robot Rocket's casting a lot. I have their mean tweets because that's also sculpted by Lucas. And I'm waiting on the Defeated. for their busts, a lot of them are like, I like a lot of their older ones. Yes, I do. There's here. That's my to-do shelf that I got primed up. That's my cameras. That's finished minis, and that's Ansel Adams' picture. But yeah, I'll assemble and prime up minis as I want, and then I always have something to paint. But this is from Ouroboros. Robot Rocket. I like a lot of their older busts. A lot of their newer ones are sculpted by CA Sculpts, or Cast Sculpts. He's very talented, but he gets too detail-y for my taste. I don't like super tiny details. Like, it's not fun to paint, in my opinion. Like, for me, it's not fun to paint. I know a lot of people that do enjoy that. I can tell you who not to buy a first bus from, and that's Kingdom Death, because their first bus, or the first bus I got from them, was garbage. But yeah. So hopefully that narrows it down. If you want fantasy, I would say you can't go wrong with Black Crow or Hera. Yeah. Yeah. They just released a couple new 75 mils after I placed my order. They released that wolf guy and the 75 mil of the orc bust that I do have. I'm excited to paint. And then In New Kingdoms will ship at some point if you want. If you like Neko's sculpting style, but you want fantasy, they got some cool ones. Yeah. Oh, another good sculptor / brand is Joaquin Palacios, and Journeyman Miniatures also has some of his stuff. I don't have any of their stuff yet. I have a couple of Joaquin pieces, or sculpted pieces, but so a euro will be your dollar is about 80% of a euro, and your dollar is about 70% of a pound, I think is what it is right now. So it's not terrible. It's basically like you would pay sales tax on top of it, is how I think of it, at least for me, because we have high sales tax. Yeah, go for it. My chat is link friendly, but if you abuse it, you will be banned. And by abuse it, I mean you post like spam or something like that. And by spam, I mean like crypto or multi-marketing schemes or big follows. spam the food is fine. Fry that boy up. You got yourself a tasty little meal. I don't know if I'm familiar with that, Necro. Do you have a link for that? Let me pop this boy open. The stream's gonna die again. I'll get some water. It's okay. Cool Captain America bust. Lots of cool little miniatures. Awesome. Cool. Oh, nice. There's that one Garage Kit guy, I think Marco Frazzoni, had a part 1 video and he never did the follow-ups where it's like giant Thor and Captain America. And I'm always tempted to get that, but I feel like it would be a little too much. Pretty sure not. Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen you link this guy before. I think he's really talented, but like none of his stuff has like grabbed me just yet. I do like the Edward with the bat, but I think that's like after I found out about him. The little grumpy bat boy. That one's pretty good. I think he kind of falls into the same branch as All right, see you, Lady B. Have a nice evening. Okay. All right, yeah, he's similar to the guy that came out with that Moonface model that was announced at Crimson Brush. Veil Miniatures, where like his sculpting is really good, but like none of the miniatures are like something that I'm like, I want to paint this just yet. Yeah. What do you mean by base? Do you mean like the big plinth twig, or do you mean like the sculpted thing? It's like 50-50. Sorry. Yeah, it's like 50-50. A lot of the big child ones come with sculpted bases. A lot of the hero ones do. A lot of the... I would say, like, actually, like these days, a lot of them do come with, like, some sort of little sculpted base. I haven't seen any that come with plinths. Like, you can usually bundle with them with plinths. But I haven't seen one that's like, oh, we got a plinth that comes with it. Kind of dealio. Also, I should probably get to bed soon. I didn't realize how late it got. We've been talking too much instead of painting. Usually no one's here and I can get some painting done. Yeah, true. But yeah, on the topic of plinths, I guess the sticker that was on my Taro Model Maker, I like his plinths a lot. But you can also just buy like wood turning blocks on Amazon or from your local wood supply store, and just chop them up into plinths. So like you get like a 2-inch turning block, like a two by 2 by 12 or something. That gives you 6 plinths if you want something cheaper. And then you can get a little spendy for like a fancy plinth for something. I don't know. I do. Like I've said before, but a lot of my free time is painting these days. It's either painting or just staring into the void, really, at this point. Contemplating the existence of everything. Or today was listening to the new Mitski album a lot. Yeah. I guess it's like less staring into the void and more the I forget the term for it, but the basically like the inertia to get yourself to go do something, which comes from, I don't know, the current state that a lot of people are in now, I guess. Yeah. So the nice thing with these monsters is you can be pretty sketchy. And it still looks fine. Because he's a monster. He's supposed to be ugly. It is 12:42. Whoops. Let us pause there. We still made some decent progress. I'm happy with that. He's not. I mean, I have to remember where he was at the beginning of the session, which was purple. He's so purpley, which is what I wanted. Yeah, this is roughly what I was going for. I wanted warm feathers, cold, icky, nasty skin. I'll probably work on him a little bit tomorrow on my own, but I'm guessing I will be hopefully working on him on Sunday. Yeah, we'll see if we can finish him. That'd be awesome if we could. Maybe the thing I'll do tomorrow is instead try to fix up the base. Yeah. Alright, let me take off my Michael Jackson glove. I highly doubt anyone's online, but if anyone has a recommendation, we can go raid them. Let me pull up the dashboard. No problem. I'm always happy to help. Talking through this stuff. I've always benefited, not just in mini painting, but in general life, learning and stuff. Talking through things that I've learned or thought about. Oh, Wombat Combat. Cool. We rated him before. How about we do Briggy Bones? Since I think we did Wombat Combat maybe last Friday or something. Let's see. Yep, there's Wombat Combat. What is Briggy Bones doing? Let's see what he's doing. Yeah, he's got fewer viewers. He's cool. He's working on a bust. Let's go raid him. We like busts. Yeah. All right. Thank you all for chatting and stopping by. I will see you on Sunday unless something happens. But have a nice weekend. Peace. Maybe if I can find the ending title. There we go.